Good evening, everybody. As you checked in, you probably heard the message. We are recording this event, so be aware of that. We will have it posted to our YouTube channel, shortly after the
Tonight.
session is over,
Yep.
quite possibly tomorrow,
No, it'll be
whatever.
tonight.
Oh, thank you, Jay.
Yep.
Again, my name is Craig Peterman of BadgerBots, volunteer for BadgerBots. And at least on my screen, to my left is Jay Church, our state's head referee. And then to my right is Brian Farrell, our state's head judge. So, another great weekend just concluded of Wisconsin FLL tournament play. On Saturday, we had our first sectional at Oak Creek. And from that sectional, we had 9 teams punching their ticket to the state championship tournament, which will be January 21st. That's a Sunday in Madison, Wisconsin at Madison College. So, congratulations to those 9 teams. On Sunday, we had our last regional, which was at Franklin, and 8 teams advanced to the sectional that's coming up on Sunday in Mugwanago. So congratulations to those 8 teams. Now that the regionals have completed, I have actually quite a few extra regional dog tags. So I know we had an issue distributing them at the Mugwanago regional, but it seems like there were some other, well, let's just say I have leftovers. If you did not get them, or if certain team members did not get them, please send an email to fllteams@badgerbots.org, and we will figure out a way to get them to you. So then upcoming events are 2 more sectionals. One Saturday in Waukesha. We've got 27 teams participating, of which 9 will advance to the championship in January. Then we have the Mugwanago sectional on the 17th, Sunday, 25 teams participating, 8 of which will advance to the championship. So altogether, we expanded the championship roster from 24 to 26. And relative to last year, we expanded the sectional participants from, oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank on my math, roughly 60 up to 80. I know it was 80 this year. I'm drawing a blank on last year's, but it was pretty sizable growth. We had a lot more participation this year, a lot of new teams, so we're more than happy giving more teams an opportunity to advance. With regards to for any Explorer coaches, this coming week on Saturday at the Waukesha Challenge Sectional, there's also going to be an Explorer Festival. So that should add another dynamic element to that particular event. I believe we're at 7 Explorer teams participating. For the most part, they'll be in separate section, have their own rooms, but they're still going to be able to roam around, get a flavor of the challenge program. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me if some of the challenge kids decide to go roam and check out what's going on in the Explore program. So with that, that's kind of where we stand. And we have a couple guests here today. I'm just going to actually turn the mic over to Greg Bilodeau, who is the tournament director for the Mugwanago sectional coming up on the 17th. So Greg, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. So yeah, we'll just talk about a couple of details. Everybody's now been through a regional, so should have a good handle on everything. But so all of our stuff will start. Judging starts at 9 a.m. So doors are going to open probably at 7:30. I will send out an email to all the teams likely tomorrow with some more information, and then a follow-up email closer to the event with detailed information. So this first email that I send is not going to have your team's schedule on it just yet. Just want to make sure that we don't have any last minute changes with teams or any sort of special requests from teams messing up the schedule. Really, what I want to make sure of is that every team that has a schedule that walks in with a schedule that day has the correct schedule. Because I know you guys like to invite family members, and I don't want grandma thinking that your judging time is 9:30 a.m., but actually it's 2 p.m. because it got changed. So expect that probably the detailed schedule, expect that probably Thursday. But in between now and Thursday, if you've got any special requests, like I have a student that has a recital at 1 p.m. and so they would really like to be there for judging, and we would like an early judging spot. Happy to accommodate those kind of things as long as they come in before I send out a schedule. Um, but yeah, we are at Parkview Middle School. So it's not the high school for this one, it's at the middle school. Um, Everything is kind of centered right around where the parking lot is. So you come in those doors and you'll be right in the middle of everything. Um, General details here with the judging. If you have family members that would like to watch the events, watch the judging, make sure, just like at the regionals, make sure that they are there ahead of time so that they can go in the rooms immediately before the students do, because as soon as the students start walking in, the timer starts and the door does not get reopened. We don't let anyone in after that point. Um, Matches and judging will go on all day, same schedule as the regionals. We will have a concession stand. One of the emails that I send out, probably the one tomorrow, will have that menu on it. I'm trying to pull it up right now so I know what it had, but that's okay. We do have some options for different dietary restrictions on there, but you can check the menu when I send it out. The concession stand is run by the high school robotics team there as part of our funding for the year. So we do appreciate you guys staying in-house. Um, that being said, if we totally miscalculate how much food to buy and there's no food, okay, go get food. That's cool. That's great. Do what's best for your team. No worries there. Um, but yeah, otherwise this is just another regional but harder. And so I hope all of you guys have fun and are ready to go. Is there anything that I missed, Brian, Jay, Craig?
Any questions specific about the McGuanago sectional that any coaches want to ask?
I have one. I have something real quick. Just to confirm. So we do have the coaches meeting at 8 o'clock, Greg.
Yes, that's a good point. Coaches meeting will be at 8 in the morning.
And there's So I'm just making a statement now, not really asking. So teams that are watching or listening, there is only one coaches meeting. So please do try to attend the coaches meeting. We do know that you guys have gone through another tournament already, so that's helpful. I don't really have anything that's going to be. I don't think anything has really changed since then. But yeah, if you can attend, please do. Okay.
Let's see. Question from Emily there. Will there be tables in the judging rooms for teams to use? Yes, we will set up a table. They will likely be the tables that are already in the rooms, so I can't give you like a guaranteed, like this will be a banquet table. It'll be probably either a larger like desk, wide desk, or a combination of a couple desks there, just to make sure there's place for teams to put their stuff.
I have a question about one of the missions.
Can we hold
Hmm.
off
I,
game
I forget
questions
it's
until the end? Yeah. Greg,
AR or VR, but the blue one with the whole top,
so Matt,
is it
you're breaking up a little bit.
to or be pulled all the way?
Okay, Matt, I don't know if you can hear me. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, I type.
Okay, we're gonna answer game questions after we get done with our tournament directors and go into general questions. I'm happy to stay and answer every question you have, but I want to give these guys the opportunity to get their information out and leave if they have other commitments. So we will get to your question.
Oh, okay.
So this is the opportunity to ask Greg any questions specifically about the McGuanago sectional.
And I know listening to me is the boring part of this call. So
Come on now.
Don't even get to me yet, Greg.
Well, let's admit it. Jay gets all the tough questions.
mhm.
The excruciating details. which he knows backwards and forwards.
Or we can say what's a 4, and that will cause all kinds of. Sorry.
All right. Well, if there aren't any questions, you can always email FLLteams at badgerbots.org, and I will relay them to Greg, or I'll try and answer them myself if I know the answer. Otherwise, Greg just got off a plane not too long ago, so I'm sure he's tired and would like to excuse himself. So, Greg, thanks for showing up, and we'll see you on Sunday.
See you guys this weekend.
Yes. See you Sunday.
All right. So next in line then is the Waukesha sectional. Well, chronologically, it's actually before the McGuanago, but Brian was going to be on this Zoom call much longer than Greg was anyway. So, Brian, how about the Waukesha sectional on Saturday?
Yeah, as you said earlier, the Waukesha section will also have a Explorer Festival going on. So let's cover the Waukesha sectional. The Waukesha sectional doors open probably around 7:30. We'll send out emails. I'm hoping to get a schedule published Wednesday for the teams. We get most of the confirmations back from the teams on verifying team names and stuff like that. Coaches meeting would be at 8. Again, we will, like the rest we've done the rest of the season, have a single coaches meeting, and most of the things start around 9 a.m. for the judging and robot matches. So the concessions, we do have concessions. Again, the high school robotics team is running the concessions. It's a fundraiser for them. So if you can support them, that's great. I do know that they will have vegetarian options. I'm not sure about some of the other things like gluten and stuff like that. We will send out a copy of the concessions menu as well. We also have buttons and Christmas ornaments available for sale as well. Part of the fundraising. We do let people in the rooms to observe, family, things like that. And we will work to have a table in the rooms as well for the teams. It might be 2 desks put together, but we'll get you some to put your work on. Any other questions people have? Explore, I believe, is starting at like 8:30, and they hope to finish by 11 is what. There's a different group that's actually helping run that, so I don't have all the logistics details behind that yet. But they will be sending out an email as well.
I will add one more piece of information for both tournaments. So there's been a little confusion about the practice tables and practice times. So just to be clear, there is a scheduled practice time on your schedule. So that is on the competition tables. It's not to be confused. It will be confused, but it shouldn't be confused with the practice tables that are provided for you guys. And I personally don't know if there are signups or slots or how that's going to work, but practice tables are not where the practice round is. Okay, the practice round on your schedule is on the competition tables. That schedule time is not an open practice. It's not for you to come there and program your robot on the competition tables. It is going to be run just like a tournament slot. So you'll get queued, you'll do an inspection, you'll do a timed run, you'll get a practice score. It does not factor into your 3 run scores of the day. So just again, check in with your pit area, see what their process is for getting slots on the practice tables. Your competition table slots will already be provided to you. Okay, any questions? It's for anything now, I guess.
If there's no further questions for Brian, then we'll open it up. Matt, did you want to try your question again?
Mission with Blue Wings. Yep, gotcha. Okay, So that's a good question. I'm going to read your question, Matt, because the people watching on YouTube don't have access to your chat session here. So Matt is asking the mission with the blue wings, the flower, the help me, Allison, augmented reality. Yeah,
Augmented reality.
there we go. Is a lever arm expected to snap finish due to gravity, or the team's expected to push it all the way? The short answer is teams are expected to push it all the way. At the beginning of the season, it was a little bit different. We kind of had the information that the model would auto-complete after about 60 or 70%. First came out with an official update telling us that teams are responsible for making sure it goes all the way over, so that kind of negated the previous information. So your team is responsible for making sure it goes over. I don't want to speak for Allison and Jacob, but I'm pretty sure they are kind of like the rest of the reffing crew, where we're going to try to make sure the model is kind of the snappiest one that we can get our hands on. We kind of have been doing that to make it, more fair and more like your tables. Sorry, I was reading a comment. But anyway, we'll pick the best ones that we can, put them on the tables, the competition tables, and that'll be it. But you should be programming to complete all the way as if it did not have gravity effect.
In my sessions yesterday, I had two teams talk about a blue flower mission.
Yeah.
And finally, I figured it out with the third team that came in and called it the blue flower mission. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. That was cute.
Can I jump in with just a general observation from Oak Creek?
Of course.
Of course.
So we noticed a lot of teams not starting or stopping missions within the bounds of the launch area or home area at Oak Creek. So just as a reminder, when launching the robot, it has to be contained within the quarter circle of either of the launch areas. Wires can't stick out, bricks can't stick out off the wall or into the home area behind it. We just saw it a lot this past weekend. So just as a reminder, if things have changed between your regional and sectional, just be sure to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and that's a good point as well, Allison. So you guys, again, this is your second tournament. So rules as far as what's in, what's out, the leniency is pretty much gone away. If you're in the process of coming back and you're grabbing it a little too soon, that might have been overlooked a little bit more than it is at this point in the season. So you guys can probably expect some pretty tight judgments on in and out. So. Oh, I guess I should mention as well. So, I don't think any of the tables for any of the regions have had their mats taped. I think I've been at all the ones that are not on the Wisconsin FLL tables. But we did have a couple come to Oak Creek that were asking if we could tape the tables on the spot so they could run their match. We do not tape the tables. You can expect that no Wisconsin FLL tournaments will be taped. So the rule book does allow that as an option. That's meant for, you can tape it if you choose. As a region, we choose not to because it damages the mats once they're moved so many times. So that's the reason. And anything else I'm missing with that stuff, Allison, Jacob, anything?
I think the only thing building off what Allison said for returning to base, I noticed it, I think, once or twice at Riverside and a little bit at McWanago. When you're returning back to home, that is the contained that the sort of the black rectangle and the quarter circle. If you have an attachment or a wire that when the kids interrupt the robot is over the board, like the 2x4 border wall, that is not within home and would count as precision. So one of the things that we kind of recommend at the regional level is if you put your hands kind of against the wood so that when the robot comes in, as soon as the robot hits your hand, it is kind of assumed dead. And that way, even if it continues driving forward, you will not lose a precision token because you have contacted the robot while it is still within its home area.
Good point. other questions about anything? Judging, reffing, tournaments in general? Again, you guys have all been to tournament.
Nothing else?
Well, I will mention, just because I said I would, and I'm not going to have put Brian on the spot, but there was a question about posting of these the judging spreadsheets. If you guys want to follow that conversation, it got pretty long, so you can jump over to the Slack channel and read it. There's this question about you know why specific teams don't advance, how some do, can they see the scoring sheets, stuff like that. So, like I said, it has gotten pretty long, so I'll let you guys jump over. You're welcome to ask more questions about that if the answers weren't given, but I think the answers have been given pretty well there. So, anything else from anyone? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Brian, anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. As Jay said, that's a fairly long thread over there.
Right.
So
Right. I only brought it up because he asked me to mention it, and I did. And so I said that before you answered him on Slack. Now the answer's there. It's been brought up. You guys can review that. I am not going to go through mine, his, Brian's.
The highlights are no, we don't publish it.
Yep.
And the process is fairly simple. They go through the judging of the rubrics, fill it out, we put it in the spreadsheet, we calculate the top ranking for each team across all the different areas, and we use what's called the champions rank, which is each of the 4 areas combined to figure out the team's ranks. So the better teams float to the top, and awards are given out in that order, but with first requirements for only 1 award per team, with the exception of the robot performance. The teams only get 1, so what might be a first or second place in one of the what's called the core awards, which would be robot design, innovation project, and core values. They may not be the first or second team on that list based on a team getting a different award instead. So you see, fall down farther down the list. That's just kind of the process that first has. Works pretty well, but just because you get a second place or first place in most of the awards, you don't really know where you land. And again, we don't publish it, but we do give you rubrics back, and that's the indicator that you should use for how to improve your team.
Yep. Thank you for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to go into a long thing there since it was already.
I kept it. Try to keep it short.
Yeah, I got you.
The short version.
There's more details on.
So again, guys, we're not there. So just so everybody knows, there's nothing to hide here. There's no reason. Nobody's trying to hide, who won what and why. You get your rubrics back. That's what they review. So just go. And I guess I should say nobody was accusing anyone of not giving the information. The information is given. They were just questioning. So just go take a look at the Slack if you want to see it. Just tell them if they question the process to volunteer to judge. I did, Emily. So, and thank you as well to Peggy and Heather and Jen as well for replying on that thread. Everyone kind of gave the same information. The best tool, I know it's late in the season here, but I will tell you guys, if you did not advance in a tournament and you want to know why, the best tool I can give you as a coach, taking off the striped shirt now for a minute, the best tool I can give you as a coach from coaching many, many teams over the years, get yourself into a judging room. The kids don't have to understand how all the judging and everything works, but it gives you the tools to be a better coach, and you can coach them, not what to do, but you'll know the areas that they should, you should coach them in, and so
we can tell you the process.
Yep, we can give you the tools to help coach them.
Yeah. I mean, we can tell you the process for judging. Okay, the reality is, until you're in the room filling out rubrics, really knowing what it's like, So what does it mean to really check that box and see the breadth of teams that you see in judging to really understand where you land?
Well, and this and the discussions about. I mean, there's so
Mhm.
not to get into the whole
Yep.
judging process here, but so there's a whole discussion about scores and challenging this and that and why was a score given? Why was it's a whole process behind the scenes. It's an all day process sometimes. So there's a lot there. I do advise if you didn't advance, you want to know why. Pick one next year and go volunteer. We would love to have you. It's not just trying to recruit you guys. It is so you can truly make yourself into the best coach you can be. So,
And even if you did advance,
right.
Come learn more and
Yep.
become a better coach. Plus, we do need judges.
Oh yeah, but I
So
didn't. I
that
didn't want
doesn't
to come
hurt.
off like, hey, I'm just trying to shill for for
There's a double benefit. You
judges.
get to help.
Yeah.
You help out with we ask you not to do it at the tournament your team's at. We want you to support your team.
Yep. So there we go, guys. If you have any other questions, like Craig said, you can reply back to your FLL newsletter or email direct at Craig
FLL teams at badgerbots.org.
with an S. FLL teams with an S at
Teams,
badgerbots.org. You guys know how to find us on the Slack channel by now, and anything, just let us know. Good luck to everyone. Have fun. We look forward to seeing you guys.
Good luck, to everybody competing on Saturday and Sunday. Very
Good
exciting.
luck and have fun.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.